All right, man. Part three. We're gonna hop on and continue. This is a beautiful sister of the Timucua. She may have been iconoclast. Most likely, she is. Uh, she's not the copper tone that she really is in reality. Of course, you know what iconoclast is. They are whitewashing, bleaking. Nature's bounty. This maiden covers herself with robes made from deer's pelts. Deer were plentiful and a very important source of food, clothing, and other useful items. Deer bones and antlers were used for spear points, eating utensils, fish hooks, beads, and many kinds of tools. Having many deer skins to wear was a sign of royalty. I used a lot of brown colors to create a sense of calm and mystery. All right, man. Artifacts and objects. Shell and wood ear ornaments, deer pelt robes, shell bead necklace, deerskin dress, shell pendant, scallop shell gorget, turtle shell purse. Each year at a certain time they gather together a store of wild animals. These supplies are not used, excuse me, save in dire necessity. A lot of the stuff that the invaders that are on this land today, they weren't even doing or didn't have the concept of these type of things in their own lands. They didn't carry purses. They didn't really shower like that. They didn't do a lot of things before they actually came over here. That goes for Spanish, which got to the culture before they did. So they were smelling and combing their hair on that side of the world in the European states before a lot of the other Europeans. They didn't. I believe they didn't even use lipstick before the Moors. But I'm gonna continue. Party of the Ancients. This freshwater Timucua woman of royalty holds a ceremonial turkey, vulture, effigy, incense burner. This pot has been passed down for many generations. Timucua tribes who live inland from the sea painted their faces red, while those on the coast used black to paint their faces. I'm bringing some out of the Yamasee. This painting I created a balance between the intellectual and the emotional, the human story around which to build a painting. The viewer can imagine the story. Devils, man. Assorted feathers, body tattoos, face paint red, fish bladder, ear decoration, shell, bead necklaces, shell, copper pendant, painted deer skin, ceramic pot, pearl bracelet, shell bead belt, painted Spanish moss. Most of them are painted on the body and on the arms and thighs in beautiful patterns. The pigments cannot be removed because they are pricked into the flesh. Once again, I have tattoos in the same fashion and manner. Before I knew about a lot of all of this, but this is a war leader right here. This leader gazes out at his world as a clan leader. His courage and experience were critical for the survival of the tribe. I created a simple composition with the strong blue values of the background played off against the rich brown colors of the face. Shell hair ornament tattoos, shell earplugs, shell bead necklaces, turkey and hog feathers. They obstruct our dances, banquets, feasts, fires, and wars, so that by failing to use them, we lose the ancient valor and dexterity inherited from our ancestors. Tribal complaint concerning Spanish missionaries. You see what it is. I'm going to go ahead and pause this so I can clear myself up a little bit more. All right, what up, though? Back at you. Finish reading this. The Panther Warrior. This Panther clan member wears a panther skin that infuses him with the power of the Florida Panther. His intelligence resonates with the steadfastness of his eyes. I painted the gray background to accentuate the warm glow of this leader. All right, man. Just fantasizing. You know, they going through iconoclast layers. They can't just make them white off the rip. They might do it in about, what they already did. All right, artifacts and objects, hawk feathers, panther skin, headdress with shell eyes, shell ear decoration, shell necklaces. That the cacique alone is free and absolute master of these, and he acts accordingly. Thus, he creates the places other particular lords who obey and recognize the one who created and gave them the status and command that they hold. Um, the devil. Uh, Timucua morning. A female Timucua chief wakes and prepares for another busy day. I created the scene with the strong. This is how close they were to the people now. I created the scene with the strong sunshine of early morn sculpting the figure. Women chiefs wielded the same power as male chiefs. Women were described by the French as well favored and modest, basing the judgment as to their modesty and the women's disinclination to permit Frenchmen to come close to them. I want to now they got what you call honkies. But let's go. Artifacts and objects: cardinal and blue jay feathers, face and arm tattoos, shell bead necklaces, and bracelets, cured deer skin dress. Um, I'm gonna let you know right now. If you go downtown behind the library, there's a Matheson Museum with all the history of Gainesville, Florida. But inside the libraries are indigenous artifacts encased like a small museum. But I'm gonna continue. Tattoos the forepart of their bodies and arms. They also paint the pretty devices in azure, which is blue, red, and black, so well and properly that the best painters of Europe could not improve upon it. Bear Clan's leader. In this painting, I decided to paint a strong tribal leader of the Bear Clan. His worldly experiences are shown in his face. Tribal chiefs worked along with the governing elite, which were hereditary positions, and certain clans were ranked above other clans and had certain duties and responsibilities as well as specific powers. Members of clans were forbidden to marry within the clan. Members of clans were forbidden to marry. Okay, I don't understand that, but maybe to keep the genetics messed up. You know how I go. Artifacts and objects: bearskin, face paint, inflated fish batter, ear decorations, and shell bead necklaces. Hold on. All right, back at you. The Western Timucua near the Appalachian tribe painted their faces black, while other Timucua chiefs painted their faces red. All right, we see this brother here. This fierce warrior contemplates battle. His distinctive eagle headdress, beautiful war club, pearl beads, and shiny copper ornaments indicate his status as a war leader. The raccoon tails attached to the back of his breechcloth show his connection to nature. The turkey feet ear ornaments were documented in the early French portraits of Florida Indians. Uh, they go to artifacts and objects. You can see it yourself. Pause it. Continue. Panther Clan. The Florida Panther once lived throughout Florida, symbolizes the raw nature and the spirit of survival. Florida's lost tribe survived by living off the land's bounty for 13,000 years. The spirit of these people lives on in the Florida Panther. You see the artifacts and objects. Queen with spider. This sister is beautiful. You can't say she ain't. This is not us. She looked too much like too many people now. Queen with spider. This girl was a member of the Western Timucua speaking tribe. The spider motif was also found with other Florida tribes. The Cherokee Indian spider myth. So these people were linked in with the Cherokee. And I'm doing my conclusion. I'm gonna let you know what it really is. I'm not claiming to be a Timucua. I have no thick stamped facts, but I'm gonna bring that out in the next video. The Cherokee Indian spider myth. In the beginning, there was no fire. There was fire on an island from a lightning strike, and water spider said she would get it. So she spun a thread from her body and wove it into a bowl. She crossed over the island where the fire was burning and put a coal of fire into her bowl and brought it back. All right, artifacts and objects. Hold on. All right. Artifacts and objects. The reader should be informed that all chiefs and their wives ornament their skin with punctures arranged so as to make certain designs. That's it, man. I'm coming out with this next video on my conclusions of the Timucua Indians. And it's coming right at you. And after I post these up, come back to talk with you.